brothers and sisters, I testify to give the glory and the honor to God. When I arrived in Spain, the Lord allowed me to live in the home of brothers and sisters who attend the Church of God, and they invited me to attend the church with them. But I belong to another denomination where they did not speak kindly about the Church of God, so I was not trusting. But I prayed to the Lord, and I asked Him whether or not I should congregate in the Church of God. And God, in a dream, showed me a very tall building that was held up and sustained by very large and strong pillars. And the Lord spoke to me, saying in that dream, "Daughter, come here. Do not be fearful. I will watch over you. I will protect you. Do not leave. This is where I will bless you." And in light of the answer that the Lord gave me, I woke up with a great deal of peace, and I accepted the invitation. And on that Sunday, I went to the church for the first time. And the Lord in His holy prophecy spoke to me, confirming that it was Him who brought me to His church. And I also testify that in church, the pastor spoke to the newcomers about being water baptized. But I thought, well, I'm already baptized in another denomination. And so I had questions. So I prayed to God, and He answered me through a dream. And so this is how, with obedience, I was willing to be water baptized, and the Lord in His holy prophecy spoke to me and made me many promises. And one of those is that He would be filling me with His doctrine through His beloved maidservant, and that it would be a great blessing for me, that He would change all erroneous concept that others had placed in my mind and my heart, that He would be renewing my mind through the sermons and the Bible studies. And I respect Sister Maria Luisa because now I understand that she is placed by God. From that moment, the blessings from the Lord toward me in this great congregation have not stopped, brothers and sisters. This year in August, I suffered a problem with my spinal cord because I lifted something, and I began to suffer a great deal of pain. It was very strong, and I started hearing the sermons. And when our sister prayed, I reminded the Lord of that pain that I had in my back. I felt a slight heat in my back, and when our sister stopped praying, I stopped feeling that pain. The Lord healed me, and for this I do not weary of giving the glory and honor to God, and I have testified to magnify our God.
I know God is here, hearing all my pleas. He promised to be where there are.
I testify to give the glory and honor to God, that for a while I was asking God to help me read His Word and how to dedicate time to Him, because the days would go by with the house chores and work, and I did not dedicate time to God. I know that I was not seeking Him. I would ask Him daily to help me, however He wanted to, but to teach me. And that's how, in my household, we got COVID. I had to be hospitalized, and I was on oxygen for approximately 12 days. But after this difficult tribulation, brothers and sisters, it was the most beautiful blessing, because it was in that place where God allowed me to rejoice in Him. He taught me how to read. I had time for Him. He gave me joy and happiness that doesn't seem to end, and I know it's not going to end. He also allowed them to take care of me the best way possible. I had the best doctors, the best nurses. The entire team was perfect. I was worried at the time of paying the bill, but I did not have to pay anything. I am home. I am healed and free. I am happy and joyous with that beautiful experience that God allowed me to live.
He promised to be where there are two or three. Stay within our hearts. Stay here among us. Stay within our hearts forever, oh my Lord.
Brothers and sisters, may the Lord bless you. I began sharing reflections and sermons with some family members and acquaintances who don't attend the church. And in my heart, I was curious about whether or not they were valuing the sermons or if they were listening to them, because I had listened to a testimony on the church website about how the Lord was acting toward those who were beginning to listen to the sermons, the Lord surprised me by giving me a dream in which he said that he would be removing stains through those sermons that I was sharing. Later in the dream, I was gathered along with my family, and I invited them to listen to a sermon by Sister Maria Luisa. And when I looked at them, I saw that they were all stained. And when the sermon began and the sister began preaching, I looked at my family, and from their head to toe, they began getting clean. And as the sermon went on, they continued getting cleaner. And at the end of the sermon, they were all completely clean from those stains. Brothers and sisters, I testify for the honor and glory of my Heavenly Father.
Make an altar of my soul for praising your name with all my heart. Oh, precious Jesus, make an altar of my soul for praising.
I would like to testify that the Lord in prophecy said that he was going to allow a close relative of mine to experience a difficult situation with regard to their health, but that he was going to manifest himself and that I should remain steadfast and assured in his promise. My youngest brother became infected with the virus in Dominican Republic. He was admitted to the hospital and kept under supervision in the ICU. However, I remained assured and trusting in God's promise. The day he was admitted into the hospital, the doctor advised my family that he was going to begin medical treatments, but that my brother's lungs were in very poor condition and that it was likely he would remain in the hospital for quite some time. To the doctor's surprise, and my entire family's as well, who does not go to church, the following day, my brother's condition improved. He continued to recover for a few days, and after 1 week, he was back at home. After, my cousin's husband also contracted the virus, who also lives in Dominican Republic. His family was very concerned because he has a lot of underlying conditions. He's had a kidney transplant and is on weekly dialysis, so I began to pray for him. He was intubated for approximately 2 weeks. He then began to recover and is now home. I thank God for his constant support through Sister Maria Luisa's prayer. Despite everything that has occurred around the world, I have had great peace and happiness during this time. I give thanks and glory to the Lord.
He promised to be where there are 2 or 3. I know God is here, hearing all my pleas. He promised to be where
I testify to exalt my Heavenly Father, that in prophecy the Lord had spoken and said that I shouldn't have to worry of my loved ones, for he would be taking care of them. It was so how my father of 91 years of age, during this pandemic, got sick and had needed to be hospitalized. And so I pleaded to the Lord in prayer that according to his purpose and his perfect will, that he have mercy of him. And it was so how through the prayer of our prophetess, our Sister Maria Luisa, the God of the heavens manifested himself by working that healing in my father, and finalizing that week my father was able to leave the hospital. Nowadays he is able to work out in the field with great joy and happiness. And the Lord had also told me not to worry of my day-to-day, that he would be taking care of everything, that I simply focus on praising and praying him. The Lord manifested himself through the pastors of our church, our brethren. I've received the help. Nothing has ever lacked. I enjoy being at home, glorifying, exalting the Lord. And although I live alone physically, I always feel the presence of our God. He is near me. In all of this, I testify to honor and glory my Heavenly Father.